Welcome in. This is the KO Brothers Fantasy Football Podcast. That's Jonathan. I'm Michael. This is a brand new DFS podcast. We're going to give you cash picks, GPP picks. We're going to do a stack attack at the end, let you know if we're going to stack a game, a receiver, a matchup, anything. Any kind of stack we see fit. And we're also going to give you a nice little saver pick, a pick that we think that's cheap, almost bottomed out, bottom line pick, someone you can use, save money, try to get an extra, a top running back in or a top receiver in. You want to find some value, a cheap play. Everybody's always looking for a cheap play. It's going to give you a nice little savory pick, and enjoy it. Also, we are giving away a brand new Nike Randy Moss jersey. It ain't signed. We're just starting out. Let's cut us a little slack here. It's a brand new Randy Moss Nike Elite jersey. We're giving that away. We are going to start a contest. We're going to run contests periodically. This first contest, however, is going to run for about 2 weeks. All you got to do, smash the subscribe button and the like button. You'll automatically be in the drawing to win that jersey. The contest ends, when does the contest end?
November 8th.
November 8th, on the podcast, we will announce the winner. Again, smash the like, smash the subscribe, automatically in the drawing. Johnny boy,
What's up?
how you feel about this slate? Week 8 slate.
I'm liking it. Strategy I'm going to use is I'm going to look to pay up at running back and receiver for the first spot and go down from there.
So, balanced. 1 and 1.
Yeah.
One cheap, one expensive. Balanced week. Where are you going to find, where do you think the most value is this week? What position?
I like the running backs. I know you like the receivers position. I'm feeling the running back.
No, I think you can pay down and running back. I mean, outside Gurley, but, Gurley's just a beast. But I think there is some value to be had at running back. We're going to start off. This is a new podcast, so, we're going to start off every podcast with a little, who's the man? All right, Jonathan. Who's the man?
Me.
Besides you. NFL-wise, who's the man? Okay. I am a top 20 running back. Got a guess? No. All right, let me give you another one. All right. I'm a top 20 running back, but I've never had a 100-yard game. The most rushing yards I've ever had in a game this season, 95. Nothing? All right. It's going to get the clues will get easier. I average 3 catches per game.
Diallos.
No. I used to be in a timeshare until I started balling out. Now I got the backfield to myself. Now, this is going to give it away. All right.
Wait. David Johnson.
No. Now, I'm a top
one
20
guess.
running back. You get one more guess. I'm a top 20 running back, okay? I've never had a 100-yard game. I average 3 catches a game. I used to be in a timeshare until I started balling out. Final clue. I have only finished 4 games this season. I played in 5, but I only finished 4. Final clue. I'm number 28.
Joe Mixon?
Joe Mixon!
He never got over 100 yards?
Can you believe that?
No way.
And he only finished 4 games this year. He's never rushed over 100 yards. He's a top 20 running back.
I thought he had over 100
to be specific, he's actually the running back 19. He just squeaked inside that top 20. And I think that was a great one. You should have known that. I'm all over Joe Mixon this week. Joe Mixon's my boy. Season, daily, everything. I know. I was shocked when I saw that he did not have a 100-yard game, someone like that. But he's only finished 4 games.
Yeah.
And he's gotten 90, I think, 3 times. 91, 95. And the other one might have been like 88. So he was like, right on that cusp. Now, to start off, I'm paying up for Joe Mixon. How about you?
I'm paying up for Kareem Hunt, baby. The man. He's been a beast all season playing Denver. Not scared about that at all. If you watch him play, you could just tell. You could just tell of how good of a player he is. Just the moves he makes, the spins, the jukes. He's always hurdling. You could just tell of how good of an athlete he is, how athletic he is.
I'll tell you what.
Talent.
After all that criticism, Kareem Hunt sucks because he had that lull in the season. We all know it was Andy Reid. We still take it out on the running back. And I think this year, you can tell he's a man on a mission, baby. He runs like there's no tomorrow. I love Kareem Hunt.
It's a big part of their offense.
Now, for the listeners out there, this is a brand new DFS podcast. We will be doing every pick. We're going to be doing every game, obviously except the Thursday night game, because we are recording this podcast on Thursday night. So other than the Thursday night game, we're going to mention overall picks. We're not going to specify if it's main slate, if it's, a primetime game. We're going to give overall picks. Now, if we do give a GPP pick, however, that will be main slate only. Because if you're playing GPP, you're going for that Millie Maker, and that Millie Maker is, that's where everyone's going. That's where the millionaire is. So the main slate will be GPP picks. Any other picks we give are going to be cash picks throughout the whole slate outside the Thursday night game. So far we have Joe Mixon. We're going to pay up for Joe Mixon and Kareem Hunt. Now, for those who are playing the main slate, do you have a main slate running back? Obviously, Todd Gurley. We know Todd Gurley. He's averaging like 29 or some insane amount of fantasy points. The guy's just a beast. He is 11,000 on FanDuel.
That's too much for me, man.
I get it. I mean, DK, if you want to play Gurley, you got to go on DraftKings. He's 9,800. He's where you want to play him, but I just can't see fading Todd Gurley. I know he's 11,000, but he's on pace to break the touchdown record, to shatter the touchdown record. He's got 14 touchdowns already. He seems like a man on a mission. He's going for that MVP. I think he's very upset last year when Sean McVay sat him at the end of the year and he didn't get that MVP. This year, outside of quarterback, he's running away with the MVP, and I really don't want to fade Gurley, and especially he's on the 4:00 slate. So as Gurley's scoring touchdowns, if you faded him, you're gonna watch those winnings just dwindle. So outside of Todd Gurley, everybody knows what he brings. Do you have a main slate running back that you're paying up for?
I like James White. No Sony Michel this week. James White has been going off. He's involved in the passing game, involved in the running. He won't get faded out. Playing Buffalo. Buffalo's defense has been actually pretty good this year, but the Patriots are the Patriots, and James White's going to go off.
Yeah, James White. I mean, how many years has he been on the team? He is their beloved running back. No matter what they do, no matter who they sign, they love James White. James White always plays. I don't care how many running backs are in that backfield, James White is going to be efficient, especially when he's got the backfield all to himself. Fantastic play this week. Who are you paying down? Let's say, so we got your expensive picks. Who are you paying down for this week?
Well, I paid up on Kareem Hunt, and on the other side of the ball, I'm going to pay down for Philip Lindsay.
Philip Lindsay, nice. I like it.
No Royce Freeman this week. Well, he's not practicing. He doesn't look like he's going to be on track to play. So Philip Lindsay, they're going to be behind. They're playing Kansas City. He's going to get a lot of passing work, a lot of running work. I think you can't go wrong with Philip Lindsay.
I think so. For a little guy, man, he is a beast. He's 6,500 on FanDuel. I know it's half point. It's not a full PPR. It's half point PPR. But, I mean, I got him down for a floor of about 12, 13-point floor. I mean, you can't beat it. 6,700. You want about 3x. When you're doing cash games, for those of you who may be new, we have some new listeners out there, when you're on a cash game, you want to get about 3x value. 3x value is 150 points. So if you have someone like Philip Lindsay, 6,700, just times that by 3, got about 18 points. So you want to pick people who can do 3x their salary. That's why I know it's hard to fade Gurley, but being 11,000, he would have to get 33 points. And it seems like he gets that every week.
Yeah.
So it's hard to fade. But you want 3x value when you're looking for any position, no matter who it is. You want to get at least 3x value, and I think Lindsay is a good shot to get 18 points by himself against Kansas City. Kansas City is definitely going to be up. Definitely going to be up. They've been up on everybody. And, they're on the road, Broncos, so they're going to be throwing the ball, and Lindsay's definitely going to be out there. What do you think of someone like Jordan Howard? He's home against the Jets. Good defense, but honestly, I see this game being a blowout. I'm a Jet fan. I see the Bears blowing them out of the water. And if they do, they're going to give the ball to Jordan Howard. And they're going to run him into the ground if they're up. He's the play. What do you think of Jordan Howard? In, out?
In cash games, I don't know. I think I'd stay away from Jordan Howard until he proves something.
No cash games. What about GPP?
GPP, yeah, I'd take a shot on him.
Yeah, why not? I mean, he's like 4,800 or something like that. He's crazy cheap. He's 6,000. I'm sorry, he's 48 on DraftKings, where he's on the 5 grand. So it's C6 on FanDuel. That's still. I mean, Jordan Howard should be 8,500.
Last year.
Yeah, I'm saying last year. I mean, he's always been. I think they're gonna give him the ball. I think it's a good game script against the Jets. At home, they're going to be up in this game. I think Jordan Howard is a decent GPP pick. Now, if you're going to find value, went through some expensive picks. Another honorable mention up there is Marlon Mack up there if you want to pay up. I like Marlon Mack. He's against Oakland, who is in a full rebuild mode. And outside of 30 points, I don't usually like to chase points. He did have 30 points. But it seems like Marlon Mack learned his lesson from last year. Last year, he tried to take every single carry he had to the house. And he would constantly get 8-yard loss, 6-yard loss. And I watched that game. He did that twice. And he had over 20 carries. So he's going to try to make the most of I don't think he has to, I should say, make the most of his touches. He's clearly the guy.
Yeah,
and against Oakland, who was struggling before they got rid of all their best players. So, I mean, it's just Oakland's a shit show. So, I think Marlon Mack's also a great play.
Yeah, you say you don't want to chase points, but when a guy has 33 points in a struggling backfield, he's the guy.
Exactly, and they're going to be throwing. They're going to be throwing the ball, and Mack is game script proof. Up, down, he's going to be out there on the field. Anybody else you're paying for in cash or in cash games?
If you want to save a lot of money,
you're paying up. Paying up. If you have another, do you have another?
Oh, no, I'm good with paying up.
You're good with paying up. You're off of what about Kamara or CMC, who could be in a game script could favor him being down in Baltimore, or Kamara or your boy Ingram. You're not on any of those plays? I think Ingram's not that expensive, but
I'd stay away from Ingram and Kamara again this week.
Yeah, bad game script.
I like McCaffrey this week. Like you said, they have a chance to be playing from behind. Baltimore has really good defense, but if they want to win that game, they're going to have to use McCaffrey.
I think so. Cam's a little bit of a ball hog, if you ask me, but yeah, I think so.
You like David Johnson this week?
No. No. Oh, well, against San Francisco?
Yeah, San Francisco.
It's not that I don't like David Johnson.
New offensive coordinator.
I know, but their team is still garbage. I know you can only go up from here, but 7,300, David Johnson's got to get over 20 points. It doesn't seem likely. If you do want to play David Johnson, I think it's a great GPP pick. For cash, I think it's a little too risky for a cash game.
73,000. I mean, 7,300.
7,300. Yes, that's 21 points. So
I could see him getting that.
Yes, I could, but I think it's more of a GPP pick than cash, because cash, you want those short points. You want to stay a little on the safer side, because you generally only have to beat about 45% of the field when you're in a cash game. you're a double up or, something along those lines at 50-50, you're beating half the field up to, I think it's like 43%, 42% of the field. So, you want to be a little safer. So I think it's a great GPP pick. Also in GPPs, Saquon Barkley is going to be extremely unowned in my eyes because I think everybody is going to pay up for Gurley. So another GPP expensive pick, I think Saquon Barkley. What do you think?
I like Saquon. Can't go wrong with Saquon. And averaging probably over 20 points a game.
Yeah, I think he's over. I think he's like 22 points a game or something like that. Yeah, he's a beast.
To my eyes, he's the second best running back in the league behind Todd Gurley.
I think when you watch this guy play,
it's crazy.
It's Barry Sanders reincarnated, and he just does something every week that just makes you go, what? Did he really just do that?
Adrian Peterson.
It's just...
Adrian Peterson told him that it reminds him of... no, he said he had a... Fuck. That was so good. Adrian Peterson said he had like God-given talent. And from that, Saquon hearing that from a veteran like Adrian Peterson, that has to mean a lot.
Yeah, for first ballot Hall of Fame, Adrian Peterson. I think that's, good advice, I guess.
He's a vet.
All right, so give me one of your pay downs.
I like, believe it or not, Raheem Mostert.
Oh my God, San Francisco.
If Breida does not
5,600 in FanDuel.
56. He's playing Arizona.
I have Breida in one of the season teams, so when you got to play on a season team, you're always up on that injury report. I don't think he's playing. I really don't see him playing.
So I think this is all for Raheem Mostert. The Cardinals have been the worst against the run. They gave him some work last week. He made the most of it. He had about 10 fantasy points. I could see him doing that again, probably.
I mean, it's 5,600, so 15 points as a ceiling. It's not crazy outlandish. Home against Arizona, so you want to try to get another little trick in cash games if you're a new DFS player. You want to get a running back at home. Running back, especially if they're young guys, if they're their first start. They're just more comfortable at home. I mean, who isn't more comfortable at home? No matter what you do, you always come more comfortable at home. So, you want to try to get those home running backs. He is at home. So, I think that's a good play. However, for $100 more, I am all over Jalen Richard this week. Marshawn Lynch on IR. Jalen Richard home against the Colts, and against the Colts, which is a high-powered, not necessarily a high-powered offense, but a high-volume offense. Andrew Luck passes that ball 45 times a game, first in the NFL, and I see him with a floor of 5 catches in this game with some upside for all you guys out there. That's my baby boy Busta. He's also got his own YouTube channel doing some crazy shit.
Oh, what's up?
What
do you like this week?
So, I got him as a floor of 5 catches. Ceiling, I can see him catching 12 balls in this game. Oakland is a shit show, so they're going to be throwing. They're going to be down to Andrew Luck, and they're going to have to throw the ball. Carr averages 300 passing yards per game. There's no Amari Cooper.
Targets got to go somewhere.
Yeah, the targets have to go somewhere. You got Bryant, who, yes, being a home run hitter, but he does struggle with drops. And then you get Jordy Nelson, who doesn't love Jordy, but let's face it, he's 4 years removed from his prime. So ball's got to go somewhere. I really see Jalen Richard having a massive, massive game, 5,700. I mean, if I'm down that low and I'm in the 5,000s and I need a value running back, I think Jalen Richard is a definite smash play. In fact, Jalen Richard is my knockout pick of the week.
Yeah, I like that pick. Richard, they're definitely going to be down that game, like you said.
All right. I'm also, what do you think about AP this week? I know you're a Giant fan. I know you're a homer, but
He's gonna have a good week.
no more
snack.
I mean, they got rid of their best run blocker. I think AP is also in for a good game. He's 7,000, so he's a middle of the road type of guy, but he's another running back that is a great cash game play. Anyone else? Anyone else you want to bring up as a cash or a GPP play possibly? Any honorable mentions? Anything? Anyone you're totally off on? I think Ronald Jones. I think you should check the injury report because if Peyton Barber's out, I think Ronald Jones. He's 5,200. You know, even he's not. Is he gonna hit 3x? Probably not. But if you want to save some money, you know, and you want to put Jalen Richard in, and you want, you know, maybe throw Ronald Jones in a flex if you need a cheap player, you know, as long as Peyton Barber's out. So check the injury report. Peyton Barber has to be out in order for Ronald Jones to even be considered. No? Latavius Murray? Crowell? Anybody? No?
Nah.
All right. Let's move on to wide receiver week 8. Give me who are you looking at? Who are you paying up for?
I love
week 8.
I love Thielen this week.
Oh, yeah, who doesn't love Thielen? Next.
What?
Who else? Next. We know Thielen. Thielen's going to break the freaking record. We all know that. He's getting 100 yards. He's going to have 1,700 yards this season. He's going to have...
Don't be jinxing him over there, bro. That's my pick. I got him everywhere.
Yeah, I think Adam Thielen's a great pick. Fantastic pick. Not much to say. What are you going to say about the guy? The guy's beasted it. 100 yards, 7 straight games. He's going to tie the record.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he got Eli Apple? Yeah, good luck, Eli Apple.
Eli Apple's
not a chance.
Not a good piece to have on your team.
Not a chance. I also, believe it or not, I'm on Stephon Diggs as well.
Yeah, me too.
I think that's going to be an absolute shootout, that game. My Vikings defense is struggling. The Saints defense is struggling. Yeah, Eli Apple's not great, but he's a decent player. He was a first-round pick. The Giants did, however, reach on that pick, but he still is a first-round pick. He would have went later. You know, he's a first-round pick for a reason. So it is going to improve the Saints defense, and considering Dalvin Cook is out and they lead the league in rushing yards against. They only let up 72 rushing yards a game. So you're not going to run on them. You're going to have to throw.
Yeah.
And I think Thielen, Diggs, they're both going to have a great game. And if you do, so if you're making a lineup and you can't afford Thielen, you got to get Thielen in. But if you can't afford Thielen, Stephon Diggs is $7,300. You know, he's saving $1,500. So, you know, you don't want to pay up for Thielen. Stephon Diggs, same game. Great play.
Yeah, I like that.
What else you got for me?
Like my boy T.Y. playing Oakland. You said it yourself. It's going to be a blowout. You have luck as one of your starts of the week. You got to throw to someone. T.Y. coming first game back last week. He had 2 touchdowns. He's only 7,400. I think he could get, what is that, 7, 14, 21 points. I think he get 21 points even.
I'm all over Hilton. Hint, hint. We're talking a lot about that game in our Stack Attack segment. So, yeah, I think T.Y. is a great play. He's 7,400 on FanDuel. Fantastic. What do you think about, in that same range, what do you think about Emmanuel Sanders?
Yeah, I like Emmanuel
All for high game. I mean, you're not necessarily chasing points on the road, Kansas City. I think it's another shootout game.
Yeah.
They're
going to be playing from behind, like I said.
Oh, absolutely.
Lindsey, Emmanuel Sanders are both going to have good games. What do you think about DT on the other side of Sanders?
Nah.
Yeah,
I'm off DT.
I'm off DT, too.
I'm off DT. Sanders is the only one. I think Sanders and Philip Lindsay, honestly, I think Denver's getting blown out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could see this being 30-10. You know, it's not out of the realm of possibility. So,
No.
I think if you're going to stack the Broncos in any way, or, in skill positions, you got Emmanuel Sanders is a great play. Philip Lindsay is a great play. And I think Keenum is a decent play at quarterback. If you're desperate in season, he's a good streamer.
Yeah.
And in daily, cash is, if you really need to save money, I think he's more of a GPP, but
I like him a lot,
We'll talk about that when we get to quarterbacks. I'm on Kenny Galladay. I know that's one of your favorite players. He's 6,600 against Seattle. However, they have been playing better, Seattle.
Really
but the Lions are home, and whether this is bold or not,
bounce back week.
I think the Lions win this game.
I see the Lions have been playing better.
And not only win, I see them win pretty handily. I think they're going to be in control. I mean, Seattle is going to put up points. You got Russell Wilson. He's a top 5 quarterback talent-wise. No matter how much he's struggling this year, he's top 5 quarterback. And Seattle is improved against the run. So I think Kerryon is a bad matchup. So if you do want to stack the Lions, I think Kenny Galladay at 6,600. And then you got Marvin Jones at 6 and Golden Tate at 71. I think Kenny Galladay is the best play out of the 3. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm staying away from Marvin Jones. I've said from the beginning of the year, I don't think he's that good of a player. I think he was just there till Kenny Galladay showed.
Well, last year, he caught every one of those 50-50 balls. They're called 50-50 balls for a reason. It's you and a defender. He came down with every single one last year. And this year, he's just not coming up with them. I agree. I don't think Marvin Jones. I'm off him. I don't care what the matchup is. I am off him completely as long as Kenny Galladay is in that lineup. I think he's a better overall player. I said it last year. I was all over Kenny Galladay. I think it's fantastic. Who else you got?
Flash Gordon, baby.
I was just going to say, what do you think about the Sunday night game? Your boy Josh Gordon. He is in a Sunday night game. So, if you are playing, primetime slates or anything like that, you get Josh Gordon in that lineup. He's getting better and better and better every week playing. Yeah, they're showing trust. He's getting more targets. He's getting more playing time. I think he's up to 70% of the snaps. So, yeah, I think that's a great play.
Yeah, Brady said he's trusted him now, and Belichick even said that he trusted Gordon.
Yeah, when he first came to the team, they were saying how smart he is. I mean, you think Josh Gordon suspended how many years for smoking weed, and you would think he's a screw up. He's a party animal, but when he got to New England, they said that wasn't the case. I mean, Belichick, Brady, Edelman, the guys who've been there forever, they all spoke highly, said he was smart, picked up the offense relatively quickly. He's getting better and better every week. I mean, if you are including the Sunday night game, Flash Gordon, it's all over my lineups.
In my eyes, Josh Gordon is the best wide receiver on the team.
All right. So one thing you got to know about my opponent, Jonathan, he's extremely biased, and he loves Josh Gordon.
Who's better than him, Edelman?
You said in the NFL?
No, on the Patriots.
On the Patriots? Well, Julian Edelman. Yeah, Julian Edelman. Talent-wise,
you thought no. I wasn't talking about the NFL.
I apologize. It's not... Okay, you got to understand, it's not that Julian Edelman is better than him. I just think there's more trust in Brady. He's not more athletic than him. I'm not crazy. I see the game. Josh Gordon passes the eye test. Edelman is just that security blanket, and I think fantasy-wise, he is a better player. He's been in that system forever. Him and Brady are boys. They're best friends, I believe. So I just think that the better fantasy option is Julian Edelman.
So on your team, you'd rather Edelman over Josh Gordon? On a season-long team.
Well, this is DFS, but... in season-long, I think season-long Edelman has more value than Josh Gordon because as of right now, Josh Gordon's touchdown dependent. Now, that is changing. He's getting better and better in the offense. He's getting more receptions.
He had 100 yards last week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's getting more and more comfortable in the offense. He hasn't had a touchdown yet. So I just think that Julian Edelman is that security blanket, and he's just a better fantasy player. Not a better athlete, not a better football player. Just a better fantasy option. It's just because him and Brady have been together for, 10 years? So, that's it. That's why. What else you got? Any other receivers? Yeah, I mean, you're in love with Josh Gordon. I'm in love with Edelman. So, we'll see. See you at the end of the season. What else you got for me at wide receiver?
I like Jordy Nelson, believe it or not. I mean, he's got to throw the ball to someone. Him and Martavis are really the only two options at wide receiver there. I think he's proven that he still has a few left in the tank. He's been pretty decent this season already, and now he's the number one option playing Indianapolis, who hasn't really been that good of a defense this year. And I think it's a good day for Jordy.
Yeah, 5,300, and it said 15 points, 3x. So yeah, it's definitely doable. If you want to pay down at wide receiver, you also have Danny Amendola at 5,400. He's a good play. Tyler Gabriel, 5,500. He's a good play. And Geronimo Allison at 5,700. He's also a good play. What do you think about those?
I like Geronimo. You know that. Geronimo's my guy. If he's fully healthy and ready to go, he is playing.
Yeah, you have to check the injury report when it comes to Geronimo Allison. Got to check that injury report. But if he plays, I know Cobb's playing, but if he plays, he's the number 2.
Yeah.
So
he's playing the Rams. I mean, having Devontae Cobb and Geronimo on the field against a good defense, I think that's better for Allison, to be honest, because there's more people to worry about on the field.
Yeah, more options, sure.
I think he takes probably either the second or third cornerback there. And
well, either way, he's going to be taller than him. He's not an athletic guy, but he's a physical freak. The guy's jacked. He's 900 feet tall, so
hasn't got 10 points yet in fantasy.
Yeah, he's got double digits every week, so 5,700. He's a little pricey for a cheap guy, but I still think it's a good play. All right, let's move on to, well, before we move on to quarterback, any other cheap guys you want to mention, whether you're on, off, anything, before we move on to quarterbacks?
I'll save that for the savory segment.
Save that. Oh, so we got a little savory teaser there. All right.
Foreshadowing going on.
All right. For QB, or should I say El Capitan, who is El Capitan? What do you got?
Kirk Cousins, KO pick of the week.
Whoa! Knockout!
Playing the Saints. Like we said, we both believe in Thielen and Diggs, so someone's got to throw them the ball.
I think it's an excellent matchup. And do you really think, they did upgrade their cornerbacks with Eli Apple? Not much of an upgrade, but he's better than Ken Crawley. And
yes. I mean, I witnessed Eli Apple too.
He's better than Ken Crawley, and whether or not you think Eli Apple is good or not, it's irrelevant because you think he's going to play a full complement of snaps? No. And Saints are struggling against the pass. No question about it. Last year, they were crazy. Now, this year, they're night and day difference. He is 8,300 on FanDuel. Someone in the same range, Andrew Luck against Oakland. So, again, Oakland, we've said it before, absolute shit show. Andrew Luck, a fantastic pick, along with Kirk Cousins. What else you got for me, Johnny?
Jameis Winston playing Cincy. He's been ever since
7,800 on FanDuel.
Yeah, ever since he stepped in for Fitzpatrick, he's been very solid option. Well, the two games that he has at least. But yeah, playing Cincy. Cincy's not good against the pass, and I believe this game would be somewhat of a shootout. So I think James is a good play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one thing you know about James is he is going to turn the ball over. He is going to make some stupid mistakes. He's going to make some errant throws. But one thing you do know is he is going to air that ball out. 7,800.
He's not afraid to run.
He's going to air it out. He's not afraid to run. He's not going to get you much rushing.
Yeah, not much,
maybe 15, 20 yards. Not much. But, hey, get you 20 yards. You're starting with 2 points. In 2 extra points. You're free. I mean, when it comes to quarterbacks, I think a rushing yards is like free money.
Yeah.
Free points. And not all quarterbacks run, so you're getting some free points there. Another pick, someone who's a little lower than that, Matthew Stafford. We said it before. I'm on Bad matchup for Kerryon Johnson. Seattle's been, better than you think against the run. I know they were struggling, but they have improved their run defense. I think if you're going to beat Seattle, which I think they're going to handily, and I think Matt Stafford's a fantastic pick, 7,300. That's 21 points. He get 21 points in his sleep. What else you got? Anything else? Quarterback?
Quarterback that I could pay down for this week at 6,400. Josh Rosen. I mean,
Getting desperate.
For GPP, not cash. I know it's not going to feel great putting him in your lineup, but he's playing San Fran. They're the 5th worst against the pass. I could see why not taking a shot, throwing him in a lineup or two for GPP. Maybe you could throw either Fitz or David Johnson or someone with him.
Kirk.
Kirk. I could see that working out.
I think it's pretty desperate, but if you're really looking to save some money, it is GPP where anything can happen. I guess so.
That could be someone who wants to pay up for Gurley, who's paying 11.
All right. Well, if I'm down that low, what about? Okay, so if you're down that low, what about 500 more for Derek Carr? 6,900.
Yeah, I guess, but
he's going to be throwing. He's got to match Andrew Luck, and Derek Carr, I believe, is Derek Carr is averaging 300 passing yards per game, so he's going to be airing it out.
Now, if I was going to 69, I'd just pay up 100 more and get Case Keenum.
All right, so there you go. We gave you 3 quarterback picks. If you're desperate. Case Keenum, he's got Emmanuel Sanders. That's all you need, apparently. Emmanuel Sanders has been proving that. That's all you need is some ES. All right, moving on. Tight end. What do you got for tight end this week? Hit me.
Trey Burton.
Trey Boo-Boo?
Trey Boo-Boo. Playing the Jets. Mitch Trubisky.
6,400?
Yeah, 6,400. Mitch Trubisky has been on a tear this year. Well, recently at least, not the whole year, but recently, the past few weeks, he's been on a tear. He looks Trey Burton's way a lot. He gets a lot of work.
No Allen Robinson. More than likely, no Allen Robinson.
Yeah, so you're not going to throw to Taylor Gabriel in the end zone. You're looking at Trey Burton.
Yeah, that's good. I'm with it. I agree. I'm with it. Now, of course, the tight end I go with, which I go with every week, and I think he let you down once, is give me the Kittles.
Kittles and bits.
And bites! George Kittle, baby. 6,800. He hasn't let you down yet this year. He's a top 5 tight end, and his pricing doesn't reflect it. He's just shy of those elite options, and you know what? This year, Kittle has been an elite option. And I think can't go wrong with Kittle. Another one, Ebron, 6,400. No Jack Doyle once again, more than likely. And Andrew Luck just loves him. He's finally got a somewhat of an athletic tight end. Ebron did struggle with drops early in his career. He seems to have shored that up so far this year. And he is athletic. Talent has never been an issue. So I think Eric Ebron is also another good one.
But with T.Y. back, does that scare you off a little bit?
No.
First game back, Ebron had an underwhelming game.
No, because he's still the red zone threat. He's still a big body in the red zone.
Yeah.
I
like Ebron.
Like I said, I think the Colts are going to blow Oakland out. They got Marlon Mack, who shored up that backfield, Andrew Luck, Eric Ebron, T.Y. Hilton, Chester Roger. I just think that team is, in a sense, kind of loaded, fantasy-wise, against Oakland. I guess everyone's loaded against Oakland. So, what else? Anything else at tight end? What about Travis Kelce, Zach Ertz?
Kelce's obviously a good play. He's 73. Obviously, if you get Kelce, you're choosing to pay up at tight end. I don't usually.
Well, he's the second most expensive tight end. Zach Ertz is 7,800 against a struggling Jacksonville defense.
I'd prefer Kelce over Ertz in the tight end.
Yeah, like I said, if I'm going to pay out for tight end, I'm going George Kittle. fading the other two, even though Kelsey isn't a great matchup. I mean, I don't think you could go wrong. Kelsey, Ertz. I just preferably try to save as much money as I can. Now, I'm more of a pay down at tight end. I usually don't pay up because you got to find savings somewhere.
Yeah.
And if you are going to do that this week and you are going to pay down like I usually do every week, I just think Kittle's in a good spot. But if you are going to pay down, David Njoku. David Njoku.
Yeah, I was just going to bring him up.
I think he's a good pick. Pittsburgh is on the road, and we all know what happens to Pittsburgh on the road. There's not a sense in talking about it. They suck on the road. Ben sucks on the road. It's a division game, so it's going to more than likely be tight. You know, David Njoku, I think, is a good play, 5,700 on FanDuel.
Yeah, as soon as Baker took the field, Njoku's been very solid tight end.
Yeah. Anybody else? I think if you're desperate, I'm saying, because you did like Josh Rosen, you forgot to mention Ricky Seals Jones. That was a seal noise. Yes, I can't make a seal noise, so sue me. All right. Ricky Seals Jones. He's a good play. He's $5,000. That's just above min's salary.
Yeah.
So I think he's a good play. Now, Rob Gronkowski. He was out of the lineup with back spasms last week. I know he's paying up. He's $7,200, so he's cheaper than Ertz and he's cheaper than Kelsey, and he is no doubt the best tight end in the league. How are you feeling about Gronk?
I don't like it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm all for Gronk. Like I said, if you're gonna pay up, you throw Kittle in, you throw Kelsey in, you throw Ertz in. If you want to pay down, you throw Njoku in, and then if you're looking for a middle of the road, you're going Ebron or Trey Burton. Anybody else? Maybe if you want to pay down, you can also throw in Vance McDonald. If you want to pay down, he's another pay down.
Or
But
CJ Uzama.
outside those times, no. I know Tampa Bay, high scoring game, but I think it's all AJ Green and Tyler Boyd. I didn't mention Tyler Boyd in receivers, but I do think Tyler Boyd is a better play. CJ Uzama, I don't even know how you say his name. Nobody does, but Uzama, whatever. I'm not liking it. All right, moving on to kickers.
No,
we don't do kickers. Moving on to defense. Just kidding. Moving on to defense. What do you got for defense? Hit me, baby. More than one time. Go ahead.
I like the Cardinals. They've been actually surprisingly playing good the past few weeks. They're playing San Fran.
You love the Cardinals this week.
I don't know.
Why? What is going on here?
I don't know what's going on.
You love the Cardinals this week.
This is not good. But yeah, they're playing
3,400 on FanDuel.
They're playing San Fran. I mean, I'm not scared of CJ Beathard at all.
Wow. Talk about a GPP stack. Obviously, he's going to GPP stack the Cardinals this week.
No.
Why not? You said, what do you mean no? You're going to stack the...
I said if
why
you were
not?
desperate.
Throw him in a lineup.
No.
Throw him in a lineup. You listen to this podcast, you heard it here first. Stack the Cardinals.
Don't
if you're ballsy.
Don't take that. Cardinals against San Fran. I think that's a good matchup.
Yeah, and I really don't think the Cardinals is a terrible stack in GPP. I really don't. That's not bad in all seriousness. I got
for GPP, not K.
GPP, yeah. Oh, absolutely GPP. For defenses. Now when we talk defenses and tight ends, we don't specify cash or GPP necessarily because we all know tight end is a crapshoot, and defense, anything could really happen. I don't really think there's too big of a difference between cash and GPP. I think you're just looking at what you want to do for that specific week at defense and tight end, whether you're paying up or you're paying down. We went over tight end. As far as defense goes, me personally, I just recently did a FanDuel, and I was all over the Ravens. I know you said you liked Cam. But,
no, I said I was staying away from
staying away from Cam. All right, so then that's perfect. That fits the take perfectly. I'm on the Ravens defense. If you're paying down, if you're paying up, it's a no-brainer. It's the Patriots. Against Buffalo. They're not. They had their Super Bowl. They beat the Vikings. All right, when they weren't supposed to. They ain't beating them. They're not beating another team of that caliber. And the Patriots, probably somewhat people's pick to go to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah,
I mean, before they had Josh Gordon. Now they added Josh Gordon, and they added Sony Michel. I know he's hurt right now, but they had, it was going to be Burkhead and White. Now it's Michel, who's better than Burkhead. So, I mean, they're upgraded. And, so a Super Bowl pick against the pick to get first overall. So, yeah, I think you're paying up. You're over the Patriots, and it's 4,600, so it's not quite paying up. If you do want that top defense, the Bears against the Jets, rookie quarterback, Khalil Mack, missed the sack. So, yeah, what do you think? Paying up, paying down?
Probably going mid-tier. Arizona Cardinals, they're cheap defense, so I guess down for them. But if you were going mid-tier, I like the Colts playing Oakland. As you said, they're selling their whole team.
Yeah, they're in a full rebuild.
Full rebuild.
Yeah, another cheap defense. What do you think about the Lions?
I don't like it.
No, I mean, I did say they would win handily. You never can count Russell Wilson out, but the Lions are home. If you're down that low, I think that I know defense can go either way. Detroit Lions is a GPP only play. Anything else before we move on?
That's it for me.
All right, we are moving on to our savory picks of the week. Jonathan, if I'm setting a lineup and I'm looking, I got Gurley, I got, Mixon in my lineup, and I got to save some money, man. I got to save the dough. How am I doing it? Give me a savory pick.
At 5,100, I like Traquan Smith, number 2 receiver on Saints. Since Ted Ginn went down, Traquan's the next deep threat to be there. Cam Meredith,
no.
I don't really think he's a threat to Traquan. I think Traquan has the locked up number 2 role in the Saints' very good offense. Drew Brees throwing the ball. At 5,100, I'd definitely take a chance at him. I think he's a great play this week.
All right, my savory pick. I guess I will match you with receiver. My savory picks, if you're down low, you're licking those chops, you need that cheap play, I think we got 2 of them for you. 5,500, Taylor Gabriel, and 5,400, Danny Amendola. I think you could play him in cash. I think you could play him in GPP. If you're looking to save some cashish, 54, 5,500, they are my savory picks of the week. Now, you have any others? Any other savory picks?
I believe you could throw Keelan Cole in the lineup too. For
right.
GPP.
That's enough of that segment.
For GPP.
GPP, Keelan Cole. Yeah, I like that actually. You never know who it is going to be with the Jaguars defense. The Jaguars wide receivers, Jaguars wide receivers, it's a lottery. You can only play them in GPP. I mean, you never know who it's going to be. 1 week it's Dede. 1 week it's it started out Cole. Then it went to Dede. Now it's Moncrief. So, who the hell knows? But yeah, they're GPP only. All right. Our final segment. Oh, well, nope. Other than our heads up match. Our final segment is our stack attack. Stack attack. What do you got for me?
Obviously, I was talking about them earlier. I like
the Cardinals. Yeah, we know.
No.
Other than the Cardinals.
The Vikings.
Vikings. So you're stacking. What do you got with the Vikings? You said just the Vikings. Yeah. Well, you might as well stack that game. You got Vikings and Saints.
Well, yeah. Go
ahead.
Kirk at the quarterback, Thielen at receiver. I think you could even throw Diggs in at the second receiver too. Have both of them as a little double trouble going on.
And who you bringing it back with?
On the Saints side?
Yeah, who you bringing it back with?
Traquan Smith to save money, as I said, savory pick. Because I think Michael Thomas is going to be struggling this game. And they're going to have to go somewhere. I think Traquan flourishes against this. And, Yeah.
So you would only. So all right. So we got. I agree with that, and I would only stack the passing game.
Yeah.
I'm off the running game. I know it's Alvin Kamara. Well, actually, Alvin Kamara in GPPs, I would take a stab at because he's not really a running back. He's a scat back on steroids. So, he's more of a receiver. I'm totally off Ingram, totally off Latavius Murray. I agree with you there. That is an excellent game to stack in cash, in GPP. If you are playing GPP, you're throwing in, what did I say? Alvin Kamara. You're throwing in Alvin Kamara. In GPPs, you're going to throw in Alvin Kamara. My stack attack, believe it or not, as crazy as I am, I'm going Colts, Oakland. GPP stack. If you're cash stacking that game, you're stacking the Colts. I don't care who you want. Take your pick. Marlon Mack, Andrew Luck, Chester Rogers, T.Y. Hilton, Eric Ebron. In cash, stack the Colts, stack the Colts, stack the Colts. It is a cash game, so I'm not necessarily bringing it back with anyone on Oakland unless it's Jalen Richard. I will bring it back with Jalen Richard in cash, in GPP. Colts, Oakland. That's my now. If I'm GPP, if I'm on the other side now, and I want a GPP, and I'm looking to hit that milli maker, I'm on Derek Carr, Jalen Richard, and Martavius Bryant,
and
bringing it back with T.Y. Hilton and Marlon Mack. Huh?
Doug Martin too.
No,
isn't he one
I
of your
am
favorite,
totally off.
Favorite picks this week?
The muscle hamster. I'm sorry, but Doug Martin sucks.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay, muscle hamster. My ass. If he's a muscle hamster, go into fitness model because he ain't no damn running back. Jalen Richard, they're going to be down. Jalen Richard is the play at running back and Marlon Mack. So I think you can stack the hell out of this game outside of Doug Martin. Outside of Doug Martin, stack the hell out of this game. And if you'd rather play Jordy over Martavius Bryant, I ain't going to argue too much about it. I just think Martavius Bryant has that home run ability. He can get you value in one play. Yeah. So I am bringing it back. So cash, again, Colt stack, GPP. I'm stacking the Oakland side of it, bringing back the Marlon Mack and T.Y. or Chester Rogers or whoever. Anything else that you didn't mention? Cash, GPP, Savory, Stack Attack. Final thoughts. What do you got?
I'm good.
Good.
Oh, I forgot to mention.
Yeah, final thoughts.
When we were talking about running backs, I did mention Philip Lindsay. Philip Lindsay is my knockout pick of the week.
KO pick of the week, Philip Lindsay. Love it. I'm good. Like I said, when you look into cash, 3x. Believe it or not, when you're looking for GPP, you want to try to get 5x because you got to get 200 points.
Yeah.
So GPP, look for those players, look at salaries, pull up those defensive matchups, and it's not hard. I tell you what. I got a lineup right here for you just to show you a nice, balanced cash game lineup. I got Andrew Luck at quarterback, Joe Mixon and Marlon Mack at running back. I have Kenny Galladay, Taylor Gabriel, T.Y. Hilton at receivers. I got Kittle at tight end, flexes Emmanuel Sanders with the Ravens, closing out with the Ravens defense. I just made that cash lineup right before we started our podcast. I think that's a very good cash lineup. As you see, it's balanced. I'm not too high. I'm not too low. I'm pretty balanced. I didn't overpay. I didn't underpay. Except for I got one of my savory picks in Taylor Gabriel. Whatever the hell his name is. Taylor, whatever. Gabriel. Yeah, very balanced lineup. Yeah, that's it. It is what time is it?
It's draft time, baby.
What time is it?
Draft time, baby.
What time is it?
It's goddamn draft time, baby.
Draft time, baby. All right. We are doing a head-to-head in the draft app. So for those of you who are new, there are 3 main slates for DFS content. You got FanDuel, DraftKings, and Draft. FanDuel and DraftKings, they're salary-based. You pick whoever you want within the salary. And Draft is pretty cool. I like Draft. There's no salary cap. It's an actual draft. All that glory, all that feel, and that draft day moment, that adrenaline rush, you get it through the Draft app. You got 5 players, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, and 2 wide receivers / tight ends. It's I think it's a good way to make some easy money. I really like the Draft app. So we're going to go head-to-head in Draft, putting our money where our mouth is. We're doing a Draft app. We're going to do it. They have expert and regular, where it's every player. We're going to do the whole pool, and we're going to pick our players. We're going to pick our guys, the guys we mentioned on the podcast, putting our money where our mouth is. Kicking it off, first pick, Joe Mixon.
All right, I'm up now. On the clock, I got Kareem Hunt. And now I'm picking again because it is a snake draft. And coming back around, I got Adam Thielen.
All right. Once again, like I said, we put our money where our mouth is. I am up again. I am going A.J. Green. Like I said, Bengals, great game script. A.J. Green against Tampa Bay. I mean, come on. Tampa Bay ain't stopping nobody this year. I'm going to bring it back with Marlon Mack.
All right, I am up now. I'm going to go with a little Monday night action, pick Josh Gordon. And I'm going to go on the other side of Hunt, and I'm going to pick Phillip Lindsay.
Okay,
I've
well.
talked enough about these guys.
Yeah, well, you picked Josh Gordon. We had a little tiff. Who's better, Josh Gordon, Julian Edelman? And guess what? Money where mouth is, Julian Edelman. We'll see who's better now. Like I said, Josh Gordon is athletically better, but Julian Edelman is just that safety blanket. Brady loves him. So to close it out at tight end, not that tight end, at quarterback, closing it out,
5 seconds.
Andrew Luck.
All right, I'm back up on the clock, and I'm going to go with the stack with Thielen, Kirk Cousins.
All right. So, draft is over. It's just 5 players. Takes what? 2 minutes of your life. It's a good way to make some easy money. My team, Andrew Luck at quarterback, Joe Mixon, Marlon Mack at running backs, and wide receiver, A.J. Green and Julian Edelman.
I got Kirk Cousins at quarterback, following with Kareem Hunt, Phillip Lindsay at running backs, and for the wide receivers, I got Thielen and Josh Gordon.
All right. That is it for the K.O. Brothers podcast. Once again, smash that subscribe button and like the podcast. Be put in the drawing to win the Randy Moss Authentic Elite Nike jersey. You got 2 weeks. Get on it. See you next week.